Thank you for bringing me up again. The greatest crisis we have in the world today is understanding what we are called to do. A lot of people don't know what they are called to do. Other set of people who know, but they are not seeking appropriate knowledge to be able to do that which deliver their mandates in the fear of God and love for humanity. That is why we have crisis everywhere. Though sometimes we say leadership is the greatest problem we have in the world today, which is to some extent, a large extent, is true. But leadership itself is a calling. We must understand leadership itself is a gift from God. For the scripture says in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 28, some were given the gift of healing, gift of miracle, while some are given the gift of leadership. New Living Translation. And the New King James Version says, some are given the gift of administration to organize government. Why? Because God knows that these gifts are needed to govern the people. So that is where we are having this crisis together. Leadership is so important to God, to the extent that God admonished everyone to keep praying for those who are in authority, so that we can all live a peaceable life and have a safe society. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1 to 3. That shows how much God loves leadership, how much God cares about people who govern the people. Because he uses those people in leadership to organize the civil society, to prevent anarchy and crisis in our society and make our society a safe society for us to live. Romans chapter 13, verse 1 to 7. The Bible talks about, it said, these people God has put in government, they are used so that they can correct the wrongs and make people not go haywire. A lot of people today, a lot of time, people never see leadership or their profession as a special calling or assignment from God. So they don't have the mind of giving account to God on how they serve their gifts or dispense their duty. They don't have that knowledge. They don't find out, oh, if I come to become the MD of a company, it's my skills, my this. No, it is God putting every one of us in a leadership position so that we can serve his purpose. Do you understand? So that is why a lot of time people are looking at it. So because there is no sense of God, there is no sense of accountability. Everyone chooses to operate as he wishes. Because we don't have that that sense of accountability. Oh, I am representing somebody, so I need to account for him the way I live, the way I do things in this office. So that sense of accountability is not there. That's why you see people, they are living and leading without a leader to account to. They never see themselves as an extension of God or God's representatives in such position or offices. So that's why, you can recall what scripture says. The Bible says, we are Christ's ambassador. Until every one of us here as believers begin to understand what scripture says, that we are God's extension. That is the truth. We are God's extension. And how God uses us to organize the society and govern the people with an expectation that we will account for our still worship. So we won't have too much different in our leadership crisis we are experiencing presently. This is the knowledge that is lacking among those in leadership position in our nation today, that make them to see themselves as God. Bringing this to our nation today, you can discover that some few people who you can trace strategic development through their leadership tenure in our nation are people who have God-fearing foundation. They believe there is life after death. Their life is owned and controlled by higher and a supreme authority, with the knowledge of God's love in their heart that moved God to give his only begotten Son for the world, for the freedom of everybody. So they have this consciousness. So everything they are doing, they have this consciousness that they are going to account for it, the way they use the offices they have occupied. This is what every aspiring leader today who are in leadership position should know at all levels. And if the change we are all clamoring for today will be visible, we must dig deep to choose those who represent us at all levels of government. We must think them. Is this person has the fear of God? Is he being governed? Because if they don't lay to heart and to submit to God's authority to govern the people in the fear of God and love for humanity, the coming leadership structure will be worse. It will not improve anything. As a matter of fact, it will worsen the present situation of our nation today. In conclusion, friends, I would like to ask every one of us complaining about bad leadership, are you a good leader? Whose authority have you submitted to? Have you developed yourself? Is God's love being shared abroad in your heart? These are a few questions we ask ourselves. Don't forget, we need a platform to develop our leadership capacity so that we can become the leader, the effective leader everybody are praying for in our society. Remember, Restart Leaders Club is a community platform for leadership capacity development. Feel free to contact us for leadership training. Thank you for hearing us again and for coming to us again. Remember, you can register today. Log in www.restartleadersclub.org. Register to start the process of developing your leadership capacity to become the leader we need. Thank you, and God bless you.
For more information, visit our website www.restartleadersclub.org.